Hey guys, what's going on? It's Karl here, back with another episode, answering maybe the question of 2016 today. Apple versus Android, iPhone 7 Plus versus the Google Pixel XL, probably two of the most sought after smartphones of 2016. Let's do this head to head. The Pixel XL is the newer of the two devices. It just came out straight from Google, is replacing the Nexus lineup. It's sharing that same stock Android-like feel, but unfortunately has pricing like the iPhone. Pretty similar in terms of budget, and I won't even mention or voice my opinion how much these things cost. They're expensive, and you should know that probably by watching this video. We'll talk quickly first about the design, and I'm not gonna give any awards to either of these phones. I think they are both dated. The iPhone 7/7 Plus, you can't really tell a difference between this and the iPhone 6/6S, unless you've got the dual camera, unless you see it's a solid state button by pressing that, or on the bottom, no headphone jack. Rest in peace. The Pixel XL, on the other hand, does keep the headphone jack up top, which is its saving grace, USB-C on the bottom, and maybe that's about it. I'm not really too fond of how this guy looks. The back is two-tone, which I can give them. It is different. Glass up top, aluminum on the bottom. Camera cutouts, I'm just gonna say this looks like an afterthought. Switching around to the front of the display, the glass doesn't go edge to edge. It's got this nice, big, ugly chin. And at least what I can say for the iPhone 7, it's got rounded glass and it feels when you're scrolling almost continuous. Whereas this, it's almost a bit of a sharp edge. Come on, Google, you're supposed to do better than this. Now coming down to actual performance, and I think this is actually a question of iOS versus Android. Whichever one you prefer might be the phone that you'll end up choosing. On the iPhone 7 side, this is hands down the fastest iOS experience I've had. The A10 Fusion chip was the breadwinner, MVP in my books for my overall review of this guy. Quick and snappy, everything just works. Over on the Pixel XL, it's got the latest and greatest chipsets. Everything flies through, especially couple that with stock Android. Nougat 7.1 right out of the box, the first smartphone to do so. You just gotta love Android for its customization. I love that, but it isn't iOS. It doesn't have iMessage. And for myself, I'm part of a ton of group chats. If only Android had iMessage, I think the choice for me would be easy, but it doesn't. So that means this choice is really tough. I think I personally prefer Android. I love the customization. Everything syncs with my Google account, whereas on my iPhone, iMessage, everything syncs to my computer. It's such a tough decision, and only you can answer that one. And I know that Apple or Android fanboys will die till the end protecting their phones. Keep it civil in the comments. Please no flaming. But regardless of that, whichever device you do end up getting, everything that you throw at these phones, whether it be gaming, multitasking, productivity, checking your emails, browsing the net, watching any sort of media, I love the experience on both, and you won't be disappointed. And the third thing which we'll look at are the cameras. And I think these have the best cameras in the smartphone market, this and the S7 sensor. Once again, if you get either, you won't be disappointed. I do think though that the Pixel XL has better dynamic range, slightly quicker autofocus, does take maybe slightly better photos, except for those few times where I've seen a bit of flaring, and I know this is huge over on Twitter. Google claims that they can fix this in a future software patch. We'll see what they can end up doing. The iPhone 7 Plus, it's an awesome camera. It has a dual lens, so you get double the focal range. And then you still have to consider the compression algorithms on apps like Snapchat, Instagram. Won't lie, stuff does look better on the iPhone. On the Pixel, they still look good, just not as crispy as on the iPhone 7. And the last little couple points that I'll mention, these aren't deal breakers, but these might help sway you in one direction over the other. The 7 Plus, it's waterproof, so wherever you take this guy, pool parties, swimming, showers, it will survive. One thing that I'll miss though, which I mentioned, sorry, no headphone jack, and this has been a bit more of a nuisance to tell you the truth. The Pixel XL thankfully still rocking old tech, but unfortunately not waterproof. So that's a bummer. And maybe the last feature, which I haven't really noticed, but a lot of people that read the specs, of course, is the display. 5.5 inches on both. Unfortunately, iPhone 7 Plus only 1080p, Pixel XL, Quad HD, It's gorgeous, but you might not like the oversaturated look of an AMOLED screen. Yeah, I think the Pixel XL looks a tad bit sharper, but unless you have both side by side, it's kind of hard to tell with screens this small. But still, I guess this one takes the cake for that. And at the end, both don't have wireless charging, which really sucks, but I guess they both have awesome battery life. They will both last you the entire day, maybe even a day and a half. You're looking at some of the best smartphones in terms of battery life, so I guess it's a good way to end on a plus. Anyways, that will wrap up my comparison and review of the iPhone 7 Plus against the Pixel XL, Apple versus Android. Let me know which device you guys prefer down below in the comments. Remember, keep things civil, and I'm still really struggling to pick one for myself. Pretty sure by the end of this year, I'd end up deciding which my favorite one was, and maybe the other one might be up for a potential giveaway. So make sure you smash that like button if you want to see that happen. Leave a comment which device you'd prefer, and I will catch the rest of you, of course, in either one of my next episodes or in one of my vlogs. Peace.